Hello, my beautiful friends. It's been a hot minute. I'm so sorry I've been away. I was camping this weekend. It was so amazing. Today's Memorial Day, and I had just an amazing time in the woods, which I always do, and I was so thankful. Saturday, so we went Friday night. Saturday was a great day. We went hiking, and then we went creek walking, and then I took a nap in a hammock, and then I went swimming. Everybody else either waded or stood on the beach and looked at the scummy lake water, and of course I dived headfirst in and do a half a lap. It was great. And then we played Twister. We had shenanigans around the campfire. We cooked. I was wildly unprepared because I'm a backpacker, and I tend to pack like a backpacker. So I didn't have a lot of the stuff that you use for car camping. I had forgotten it, but my friend Sherpa, she had everything I needed, so thank God. I donated paper towels to her because that was really all I bought. I brought a pan and paper towels. I came back early because Memorial Day is often a day when we play pipes. I didn't make it back in time to play in the parade that we had. But Memorial Day, is a somber day because today is the day that we remember veterans that died in service. And so my cat is right here. He has decided that I'm talking to him, so he has decided to come and say hello. Hello. So, but I always like to reflect back on the weekend, and so this hiking trip was with a group of people that belong to my MeetUp group. I have a MeetUp group that I had it in New Jersey, and then I brought it to Pennsylvania when I moved here. And there's about 2,500, 3,000 people in the group. Some are very active and many are not. But it's a group that was started to help people who wanted to get into sort of outdoor activities, kayaking, backpacking, snowshoeing, did I say hiking, walking, whatever. So we do sort of outdoor adventures, and it's really for people who either have no skill or no confidence or bad knees or whatever, because, and I've told this story before, but if you're new, when I lived in New Jersey, I belonged to a bunch of meetup groups, and I had gone camping on a weekend camp trip with my favorite group, and we had gone hiking, and I was on call, so I had to take a phone call, and then my shoe got stuck in the mud, which happens more often than I can count, and so I was way behind, but I knew where I was. I just told them, go ahead, I have my own car, so I didn't need a ride back to camp, and I stumbled upon one of the other hikers who was sitting on a log crying. It was a very poorly blazed trail, and she was so slow, and she was so far behind everybody that then she was lost, and so she thought she was lost in the woods, and she didn't have any reception, and and I walked with her, and we did the hike, and I thought, wow, there should be a group for people who are not as fast, right? Because sometimes these hikes tend to be competitive, right? The people go super, super fast, and and I didn't know this because I'm so oblivious to this sort of thing. I didn't know that a lot of meetup groups are like singles groups. I had no idea because I'm not looking for that kind of thing. So, there's some competition because, people are trying to, canoodle with other people. So I didn't realize all that. And so, I just thought it would just be nice to have a group where there's no drama, no bullshit. And, people who are new or can't go really fast feel welcome and celebrated. So, the group that I've had in New Jersey and then the group that I have in Pennsylvania, I have other hike leaders that help lead the hikes, and I so appreciate that because some of we call them turtles if they're slow, rabbits if they're fast, and if you're kind of in between there, you're a turbot. So I run all of the turtle hikes, all of the brand new hikes, and I'm blessed to have my outdoor leadership credentials for the Girl Scouts. I belong to a whole bunch of different groups, the Appalachian Mountain Club, the Appalachian Long Distance Hiker Association, all these different groups. And I've served in leadership positions and volunteer with them in New York and all kinds of places. So when I lead a hike with my group, I'm specifically out there to lead turtles. My own hiking that I do privately on my own, not with the group, that's a different story, but for this group, that's what I do. And that's the mission of the group, is to get unlikely hikers out onto the trail, or unlikely kayakers out into boats, unlikely snowshoers out into the snow, whatever. So, but we have people who've sort of graduated and now are like, they're turbits. And so I have some folks that run turbot hikes. And we don't really run a whole lot of rabbit hikes because that's not really the function of the group. And there are plenty of other hiking groups that have rabbit hikes. So, the camping trip is not a hiking trip. So it's car camping. We park our cars. I slept in my Jeep. I put up my tent, to look good, but I told everybody I'm just putting it up so I can take my nap in the afternoon. I'll be sleeping in my Jeep because when I'm on trail backpacking, I have to stay in my tent, and, obviously. But if I have a choice between my tent and my Jeep, I'm going in the Jeep. It's warmer, it's comfy, it's cushy. I'm going in there. And I have an old Jeep, but it is still more comfortable than sleeping on the ground. But anyway, we did a combined event on Saturday with one of the leaders of the turbits, and one of our turtles really was struggling with the trail because it's not a hard trail. For those who hike a lot, but it's very rooty and rocky, and there's some climbing that you have to do around the roots and everything. And if you have bad knees, this is not a great trail to go on. She had really bad knees, and so I stayed with her, and she felt bad, because she was a good hiker at one time. Now her knees are bad, and she really felt a way about that. I understand that. And I my job is to encourage, don't worry about the things that you can't do. Look at all that you did do. I mean, you got three-quarters of a mile in. You did all these roots and rocks. I mean, you did a great job. Okay, we're going to finish early. We're going to finish at the road, which is a little bit ahead. We have some work to do to get there, but you're going to get there, and then you be proud of what you finished. Don't worry about what you didn't do. And I thought, isn't that, the runes always tell us about that, be proud of the things that you can do, right? Don't wallow in the things you can't do or the things you can't have, right? So, the other big takeaway was, never let somebody's assessment of a person color your perception of a person before you meet them. There was a little bit of drama, which I do not like at all. And I'm not a phone chatty person, so I don't want to talk to people on the phone. I talk to my mother-in-law on the phone and my stepmother on the phone, and that's about it. There are people in this group I've known for years, and I'm like, how many times have I called you? Never. Why is that? Because I don't like talking on the phone. I love talking in person. I don't love texting, but I text. But I don't want to sit on the phone with you. I don't want to sit on the phone with anybody. So, there was a person who had a problem with some other people that were in the group and thought that they shouldn't be able to come because they had a problem with them. Your drama is yours, and I respect how you feel about a situation, and for your hikes, you can do that. But I don't know these people. They have not done anything wrong to me, and they've not harmed or, threatened the life of or threatened the safety of anybody else in the group. And I just don't like drama. I realized it was as I reflect back, I really don't like stuff like that because it put me in a bad position. Because now I'm running a hike with your hike, and you don't like these people, so now they can't go on this hike, so now I have to exclude them also, which isn't fair because I don't have a problem with them. I don't get involved with my hikers' personal lives. I'm not a matchmaker. My hikes run very differently than her hike, so she likes all her people to kind of stay together. That's fine. Because I'm committed to the last person in that group, so I'm the sweep. I'm with the last person no matter how slow, and sometimes people are super, super slow. But I'm sort of in trainer mode in these hikes, right? So I'm with the slowest person, cheering them on and championing what they can do and blah, blah, blah. So I don't really get to mingle and meet everybody in the hikes that I lead. I'm really with the people in the back. So, but I also don't get involved with who's dating who and who's canoodling with who, or I honestly, I don't give a shit. I don't care. It's not my business. I mean, Gen X that I am, I just don't care that much, and it's not my business. Your personal life is not my business. So, so we have differences then. in that. I mean, I appreciate, the hikes that she leads, and I appreciate the hard work she puts in, and I think she's a good hike leader. She tends to be a little bit more dramatic than I am. I really am very laid back. So, I was just thinking about that. Like, I don't like being put in awkward situations, because there was another person in the group that also isn't allowed to hike with her, who hikes on all of my hikes. And, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, I'm going to let this person hike with me because she hikes with me all the time. She comes to all of my hikes. She's a turtle, and she hikes on all my hikes, and it's a turtle hike, so I'm going to take her. Plus, not for nothing, it's my group, so, I can let her come. I'm not asking you to hike with her, but, So I was just like, I was just thinking I like bad energy, so I don't like that energy, because that causes energy that I don't appreciate. So that was a big takeaway. But then the third takeaway is that, we have fun when we make fun, right? Like, we can look at all the things around us in the world and how bad they are, and be miserable about that, or we can have joy in the fun that we can make. We can take that dip in the lake. We can walk in that stream. I went to the secret graveyard that was for the flood victims, which is why these dams were built, and that was a very respectful moment, and a beautiful moment. I did it by myself. It's a huge hill climb that you have to climb up, so not good for turtles, but because I don't know how really they got these bodies up there, and they must have had donkey carts or something, because it's like the hill's like this. It's not rocky, which is unusual for Pennsylvania, but straight up, and it's about, I'd say, maybe 0.1 or 0.2 miles up this hill to get to this graveyard that then overlooks well, now it overlooks the road, but I think back then it probably overlooked like a pathway or something. So we make memories every single day, and we choose to make the memories that we want to make. Are you going to make good memories, or are you going to make bad memories? That's really up to you. So I usually plan my hikes like a month out. And I try to hike always on a Sunday, since it's my version of church, and creating new opportunities for more. It was just a reminder that we need more spaces for unlikely hikers to get out, so I put some more up. I will link it below if you're in northeastern Pennsylvania or New Jersey and it's close. Certainly join us. They're always a hoot. Sometimes I play games and we have prizes. Just depends what we're doing that day. And I just enjoy being outside, and I enjoy being one with nature, and I'm glad that I got out this weekend. So I'm wishing you all a great Memorial Day. I hope that you remember our veterans and the sacrifices they've made to protect our nation's interests. Be well. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.